Can you hear me? No sound, no sound. Can anyone hear?
Do we get it?
Yep.
Do we have sound? Do we have sound?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
We get-
You go into the camera. Wrong camera. Can you hear me now?
Okay, he's saying
I
yes.
just switched over
You
to
can?
turn on the mic.
Okay, we're going to start this one more time, okay? I'm sorry,
One
folks. One more
time.
Okay. We have had a lot of technical difficulties today. I'm sorry. I apologize for not only no picture and no sound. For now, we're at 43 minutes. So I'm going to start all over. Welcome to Creek Bank Creations. My name is Tom Creek with Creek Bank Creations. My wife Julie and I. Oh, I bet you didn't know I had hair, did you? My wife Julie and I own Creek Bank Creations. We have our own line of dyes, stamps, pattern papers, adhesives, tools. And all kinds of paper arts goodness. So please join us at www.creekbankcreations. And today we're going to have an infusion. Can you say infusion?
It's a collision.
A collision course between the Sidewalk sign die, you see right there, and the Pinwheel party die. Okay? As well as the matchbox die that we fits in there. See, look at that. Isn't that cool? So you put that together. Came apart. That's all right. It'll snap back together, and you have a nice little party favor right there. So anyway, Julie's going to be doing that. Also, have another version of it here with the tractor card. It's kind of cool. And don't forget this month's April special. You're going to get the Sidewalk sign die, the Pinwheel party die, the Matchbox die, and the Let's Party rubber stamp. Normally $75.96. Yours for only $59.99. It's called the April Bundle Special. Get them while supplies last, because I don't know how long they're going to last, but get them while you can. So that's good until, when is that? How long is that good for, Julie? Do you
It's
remember?
on your sheet there.
No, it's not on my sheet. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
No, it's not on that sheet.
No, it's not on the sheet. Julie will bring that up, and while she's telling you about that, we're going to be doing adventures in stamping coming up next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. That's April 26th and 27th in Akron, Ohio, at the John S. Knight Center in downtown Akron. Really cool venue. It's a Saturday-Sunday show. We'll be in booth number 9. And since it's been 3 years since we've been to the great state of Ohio, we are making an invitation to anybody who comes to our booth. The first 50 customers that come to our booth on Saturday will get
And spend
$50.
Yeah.
We'll get 5. That's right, 5 of them. A package of 5 of adhesive pearls. So come and see us. That's a little incentive there. And the code for the April Bundle Special, as Julie just threw it at me, expires April 24th.
Yes, the special. It's not a coupon code. It's a special.
It's not a coupon code.
So to find it on the website,
Not
you
a
would just
coupon code. It's a special. Can you say spatial?
you just type in.
That's right. Just
April
type in April Bundle Special. And that's a 20% savings. Holy cow. That's $16. That's like
Getting that.
That's like getting a Matchbox die for free. That's like being at a show. Man, is that Julie, is that a deal or what? That is a deal.
You're giving it
Not
away.
only is it a deal, it's a steal. Like I always say, Creek Bank Creations, we don't make much money, but we make a lot of friends. So anyway, with that going on, also I wanted to tell you about the Great Lakes Mega Meet show that's coming up in Novi, Michigan, outside of Detroit. That is May 8th, 9th, and 10th, a 3-day show, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Come up and see us there. Looking forward to doing that show. It's always a good show.
If they're doing the create and keep.
No, if you're doing the round robin make and take,
on
bring your die
Thursday
pick
night.
with you.
Bring your die. It is sold out, but if you have registered.
Yeah, it is sold out, but if you've registered,
Bring your die
and you're
pick.
coming to the round robin on Wednesday night, bring your die pick. So, there you go. Mrs. Creek, are you ready
we ready?
to rock and roll? Okay, I'm going to give it to you, Miss.
Okay, give me a split screen. Okay, so
split screen. We have a split screen.
We got it.
We have a split screen.
So last year when we were traveling,
yes,
I bought Tom a Christmas ornament.
You did?
Yes. So we always have this.
We used to always
give
it to me this Christmas.
We used to
you forgot to give it to me Christmas.
We used to always have this contest where
she is great at hiding stuff. She hides stuff so good she can't even remember where she hid it, and then she forgot she bought it, and then she doesn't find it until the following 6 months later on Christmas.
So anyway, we kind of gotten out of the habit in the last few years, and but I found an ornament while we were traveling that was absolutely perfect. Okay. And then when Christmas came, I could not find the ornament. And I tore this room apart trying to find it.
Let me guess, you found it yesterday?
I found it just like an hour ago.
You're kidding.
So I have right here your Christmas present for you.
Really? Oh, Merry Christmas.
I've wrapped it special for you in the bag that it came in.
Came from my favorite chicken processor, Cracker Barrel. Butter. Yeah, I like butter.
Is that perfect?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. How much butter do you eat?
I eat a lot of butter. I like butter. When I have a roll or a toast, I smother it with butter. So, butter's good for you. Did you know butter's good for you?
Butter is your friend.
Butter is my friend. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
That's sweet.
So I'm sorry it's 4 months late.
It looks like a real stick of butter.
I know. It's really cool. So I'm glad I found it. Okay, so
hey, Jane is doing the round robin.
We're not talking about butter today. We're here to talk about the sidewalk sign. So I have already put out a instructional video for the sidewalk sign. So Peyton, if you can drop that in the chat, that will go over all of the details about the sidewalk sign. And this happens to be like one of my favorites ever. It folds flat so you can ship it. And then it has this little mechanism at the bottom that you hook it in, and then it'll stand up when the person receives it. So it's super easy to put together, but like it's super cute. So
you know what? I like that strawberry ones because it's springtime. It won't be long before strawberries are coming on.
You could have the little strawberry box to go in there too, in the back. So full videos on this product, the sidewalk sign and the Matchbox. They're separate videos you can watch online. Today we're going to collide. We're going to have a collision.
A collision.
It's a collision. And I should say, the sidewalk sign, I made an accessory stamp and die set to match and coordinate with it. And it is called the Sidewalk Sign Sentiment. Can you guys look that up for me?
Sidewalk Sign
Sentiment, I think is what it is.
What are we looking at?
And the Sidewalk Sign Sentiment, I think that's what it's called. It's a stamp and die set, and it has the stamp and die for happy retirement. It has Happy Father's Day on it, and it has, I gotta find all my cards. It has Happy Mother's Day. Here it is. Sorry. It has Happy Mother's Day on it. So that size to fit with this, but we're not talking about that today. We're working with the Pinwheel. Now, the Pinwheel die and Let's Party stamp set are not new. We released them a while back. This is, can you tell me how this is looking here? I want these two cards.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Okay, so this is the Pinwheel Party, the Pinwheel stamp and die set. And Peyton, can you go over to YouTube and pick up the video for the Pinwheel die and drop that in the chat? So I have a standalone video for this product, and these are some of the sample cards that you'll see in the booth. And we have the sample here and the sample here. So when you buy the Pinwheel Party, it comes with the base die so that you have the hole pushed perfectly where you need it, so you can put that together and have this A2 card. So what we're going to do today is take this base and put it on the sidewalk sign, and that's why we're calling it a collision, because we're going to take this base and we're going to mix it up with the sidewalk sign die. Does that make sense, guys? Are we good?
Perfectly sense.
Okay. All right, Tom, can I get you to hand me the card that's over there?
Yes. Which one?
You've got the
This one.
the Pinwheel Party. Yep.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna get to the Matchbox today. Just to let you know, because we've got a lot of ground to cover and we're late, so I don't know if we'll get there. But this is made so if you want to use the Matchbox as a party favor, you can slide it in there. And I did size it to fit the Hershey's nugget. So you can put your 2 nuggets in there. The problem, Tom, there's a problem with this.
What's the problem, Mrs. Creek?
Is that people get it into your craft room and they steal your chocolate.
Hold on here. Are you accusing me of stealing your candy?
And then you're like, I thought there was chocolate in these little boxes, but someone ate all the chocolate.
It was your grandchildren.
Not naming
it had to have been your
names.
grandchildren.
Not naming any names, but he has a cowboy hat on. So that's like a bonus. I don't know if we're going to get there today. What we're going to work on is how to collide these two things together.
A collision.
To make this really fun
crash course.
spinning card. And when you buy the Pinwheel die, it has the large pinwheel on it here, and then the small one, how am I centered? Has
beautiful as
today,
usual.
okay? So there is a large one and a small one. This card is super fun because I took the pinwheels and I die cut the number 7 into it before I put the whole pinwheel together, and then I used the stamp turning 7 to make turning 7. Okay, so we are going to work on creating this monster piece. So I think we're ready to turn the camera down and get started. Okay, so in order to get started, we are going to cut that whole card base, and I have used a pretty heavy white cardstock for this, so you want like 80 or 110 pound because it's going to be standing up and people are going to be messing around with it and all that other stuff. So we've got that cut. Then we're using the Colorful World paper pad, and we're taking that die that's included in the set.
Is the Colorful World paper pad from Creekbank Creations?
It is.
Just wanted to verify that.
It is. And it's so fun, guys. Like, it's like an explosion of color.
It's like a 1976 tie-dye t-shirt.
Kind of. Okay, so you have all this color, and what I love about it is you can get away with making like guy type cards, or you can pull over and go the other way and make girl pinky cards. So I put solids on the back with a very, very small dot on the back that they all coordinate. So that's what we're using. And I have already cut the front and the back for this, okay? Now what we need to do is amend that front panel so that we can add the pinwheel to it. So what we're going to do is get that front piece and get that ready. And if you've watched any of my videos, that I always make a jig. Like if I've set something up and I'm going to do it over and over, I'm going to make a jig and I'm going to store it with my die. So every time I get my die out, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember why I did that. And I always make it on orange cardstock. So what we have, if we're going to make the pinwheel die, we're going to take this die and we are going to cut this on cardstock. And it's going to cut that hole that we need for the placement, okay? But if we look at this card, there's no way this is going to work on here.
Won't do it, couldn't do it.
Not going to happen, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to make a jig so that we have that hole exactly where we want it, okay? So here's what I did. I'm going to take my die and I'm going to cut that on orange cardstock. And I'm going to fold it in half. Guess why I'm folding it in half, Tom?
Because it won't fit the die cut machine.
No, because we need the center point.
Because we need the center point, Mrs. Creek.
There's my center line, okay? And then we're going to take I need a pen, there we go. We're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure down from the top 1.25 inches. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to mark 1.25 inches. That's where I want my circle to be. So I have my middle point here and my middle point here. I'm going to lay this on top of my project, and I'm going to die cut, and that's going to give me that hole placement exactly where I want it.
This is where you came up with the idea of infusion, isn't it?
It is a collision, yes.
Collision
I'm
course.
double checking because I said 1 1/4 inches, and it's actually 1 inch. So 1 inch from the top edge right into the middle of that circle is what you want. So I correct myself. 1 inch. And you notice I wrote on here 1 inch. So that way I have it as a reference for later. Now, I have my front panel that I have ready. I'm going to lay that on top. Use my jig. This is why jigs are so helpful. And then I'm going to lay my die right on top of that so I have my circle covered up. Now we're going to take a piece of tape, take Creek Bank Creation stencil tape, and I want to point out, let me put this on here straight. Am I in the center, Peyton?
Almost. You need to go to the left a little bit.
Okay, how am I now?
The other way.
The other
The
left.
other left.
The other left.
Okay. Okay.
A little bit more.
There we go. No?
That's
Yes?
perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so here's what I want to show you. When you put this on when you put the die on the paper, it is not centered. Like if I'm just looking at this piece and this die, I'm offset. Okay, the reason that I'm offset is when the Pinwheel Party die base was made, that center point I had offset because we were putting the pinwheel on at an angle like this. We're not putting it like that, so we're going to actually set it on the center of the card, and I'm going to put a piece of tape over the top of it. That is the Creek Bank Creations stencil tape, and we're going to run that through the die cut machine, and that's going to provide us with the perfect size hole that we need for the front of our card. Now we want to make sure that we're not tearing up the top of that card, so I'm going to put some undo on there. That will suspend adhesion for me. And one of the things that I like to do, honestly, when I store this die, I just leave that piece of tape on it, and I store it with the tape on it, and then I don't have to go get a piece of tape every time. I'm going to get that piece of paper out of there. Don't need that in there. So now I have my hole placement. Woohoo! Okay, got that done. What we need to do is stamp on this. And you know what? I should have said, when I ran this through the die cut machine, let's go back here. I have this and I'm running this through the die cut machine. I am only running this through until I cover that hole, and then I'm going back. So I'm not running this whole thing all the way through and all the way back, because if I do that, I'm going to cut the leg off down here. So when you run it through the machine, we're just running over this piece, and then we're backing it back out of the machine. So all we have is the hole, and we didn't cut off the bottom of our card. Now you will see on there, we have these guidelines that are holding that center piece, that hole in place. You will see those impressed into your paper base a little bit, but that's okay. It's worth it. Now what we need to do is add our stamped sentiment. So I'm going to pull up my stamp board, and how are we looking there? We good?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to add this to my stamp board, and I am using the Misty stamp board. This is the large board, and I have added to the large board our stamper's window. So this is a surface that I have added inside the stamp board that allows me to stamp without using a magnet. I have a video on that on our YouTube channel. Peyton, can you grab it? It's Stamper's Window. Now what we're going to do is add Let's Party from the Let's Party stamp right down there in the corner. And this would be cool as a graduation card too. You could do a whole graduation theme with that Let's Party and make your pinwheel
Indeed.
in the Skibble colors. So we're gonna get that set where we want it, and I am going to use Stays On. This paper that we have has a slick surface on the top of it, so when you stamp, really helpful to use the stays on
Greetings,
because you get a good
crafters!
clean
It's
finish
Julie
with it,
Creek from
and you
Creek
don't have,
Bank Creations.
ink tracking
I am
all
the
over
designer
place.
and the creative force behind Creek Bank.
So
I
what
own
you
this
need
business
is an
with my
ink
husband
that will
Tom.
sit on
We're
top of that
located in
surface,
Perrysville, Indiana.
and
And
the
today,
stays on is
I'm thrilled to be here to
designed
share
for
with you new
plastic.
product. So I have been
That
working
type of
with this
stuff.
product for months,
And we're gonna
and I'm
pick it up.
super
I
excited
noticed
that
the other
today's the day I get to share it
that,
with you. I wanted to put it through its paces and make
yeah.
sure that it would work the way I
Yeah,
hoped
so
it
it's just-
would
you
before
know,
I
that's
shared it with
fine.
you.
I haven't been
And
able to
I'm
get it. I
excited
tried
to
to get
say
it yesterday to-
it's all
to
worked
order it. I
out,
don't know
and
what
I'm
the
excited
deal
to
is.
be here today. So
because
what
that-
we have are
It had
three
clear
products,
ladies at one
and they're
time
called
that would take
Stamper's
stays
Window.
on
This
ink
product
off
is
of your
offered in
stamp board.
3
That's right.
sizes. There's
Well,
a
I'm
mini
not talking
that
about
coordinates
that.
with the
8-year-old
Misty
I'm talking about
mini
this.
stamp
Stays on
board.
ink.
8-year-old got
There's
ink
a
all over it
6
and
by
took it
6.
off.
This is the size that we're
Yeah.
offering for those of you who do not
talking
use
about
the
something
mini
totally
different.
or
Excuse me,
the
I'm
large
totally
Misty.
misunderstood.
You have
Your memory
another
fails you,
brand of
Mr.
stamp
Creek.
board. This will fit
Yes, I'm
in
talking
it
about
for
the
you.
basic stays
Then
on.
we have the
I'm gonna hit
large,
that one
which
more
is
time, make
sized
that
to
wide a little
fit
bit
in the
darker.
large Misty stamp
That
board.
was a-
Now these are clear
it
surfaces
used and it'll
with a sticky
That's
top.
good stuff.
The bottom is sticky
Okay,
as
there we
well.
go. We have
These
one
are
party.
clear
We have that done.
surfaces
So we
sized
have
to
our
fit
cinnamon
in
stamp,
the stamp
and what I
boards
was talking
with a
about was
sticky
just
bottom
basic
and a
stays on
sticky
cleaner,
top that you
and
can
you wanna use
reuse
that.
over and over and over. Wow. So when I first started playing with this, I wanted to do some ink
Does
work
everyone
on
have it or
the
just
surface.
Lois?
The audio for Stamper's Window is playing.
Why is that playing?
Okay, is that with everyone or just Lois?
With everybody or just Lois?
So the question is, what
Turned
is?
off all the other audio.
Okay. How is it now? Did we get it turned off? Yeah, they're saying the Stamper's Window is playing.
It's just that window. The blue microphone.
Pardon me?
Okay.
It's just the blue
Oh, okay.
microphone.
I think we got it fixed. Sorry about that.
Well, ask him in the feed.
Is it
still doing
fixed
it?
now? Is the Stamper's Window still playing? Everyone? Everyone. It stopped now. Thank you, Karen.
Okay. Do we know what we did?
I don't
No?
know what we did to make it play.
Okay.
I was wondering why somebody else all of a sudden said, "I love the Stamper's Window."
That's funny.
I thought, oh my goodness.
Okay, so we have our cinnamon on there, and I have already cut the small stick for the pinwheel, and I have applied my super tacky tape to the back. So I am going to put that right up there in that near my hole, run that across, and that is the stick for the pinwheel, and that die is in the Pinwheel Party die set. Are we good?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, now, what we need to do is cut the parts, die cut the parts for the pinwheel. So I have cut that from various colors of cardstock from the Pinwheel Party paper pad with the smallest pinwheel die in the set. Okay, so we have a big one and a little one, and we're using the little one. And the stick is the same way too. You have a big stick and a small stick. So you just use the ones that coordinate with what you're doing. Okay, so I have the little one there, and I have a really fun little tip to share with you. When I started die cutting all of my pieces this week, this crazy die was hanging up really bad. So here's my paper, and I'm going to show you what it was doing. So when we cut this, what I wanted to do was have all of the basic colors showing face up. So when you start messing with this pinwheel, what you're going to discover is you have your side that's showing, but then you have the underneath side of your paper that you also is going to show. So you have to deal with what kind of paper you're using and know that whatever I use, the other side is going to end up showing. So what I discovered was, are you ready, Peyton?
We're ready.
When we cut the pinwheel die, the pattern that we want to show needs to be face up when we die cut. So that's the thing I put right there for you. Okay, so whatever paper, whatever pattern I want to show, I need to have face up when I run it through the die cut machine. So I'm going to run this through the die cut machine, and I want to show you what it was doing this week, and then we're going to solve the problem. Okay, so here's my piece. We're going to pull that out, and what happened is I cannot get it out. It will not eject. And when I tried to push it, my piercing tool poked a hole in my paper. So then I come back up here and I try to pick it out. I don't know, has anyone else had this dilemma? So frustrating. I don't know why some dies are just tighter than others. I actually have 2 of these. One does it and one doesn't. And I thought, well, this is a good time for me to talk about how to fix this problem.
All right, so how do you fix the problem, Mrs. Creek?
Today's lesson, Mr.
You put a little canola oil on it since we don't eat canola oil anymore?
Fix the problem. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a piece
industrial lubricant and all. I'm just saying.
Fun foam.
Fun foam. Fun foam.
Okay. I'm going to take my super tacky tape and I'm going to put my fun foam in that super tacky tape and trim it out.
What a neat little trick.
So this is, I keep just basic craft foam in my craft stash just for this reason. Okay.
Okay.
Now you want to trim it out. I have a little adhesive showing there. You don't want to run that through your die cut machine. Trim it out.
Don't
okay.
Do that.
Now here's what we have. We have foam on this side and tape liner on this side. So I'm going to put this in my die cut machine, tape liner face up, and I am going to die cut this. Now, the reason I have a problem is these 2 ends are really, really tight. So you don't have to cover the whole entire die. Just get a corner or whatever you need. So I only need to die cut those little pieces. We're going to run that through the die cut machine.
Okay.
Tape liner side, face up. Okay, now I have these little pieces. So what we're going to do is pull those out. That's my top piece. That's my bottom piece. And I have found it really helpful if you cut it in half right where that where the little hole is. So trim it down so that you really only have that little top section. So you can figure, you kind of have to look at your die and figure out where it's hanging up for you and then adjust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that tape liner off and I'm going to set that right back in the die and I'm going to leave that permanently in there, and that will help my paper eject.
Are you going to demonstrate how it works?
It's time to eject. Sure, I can.
Yeah, I think you ought to.
I think you should, but no pressure, honey.
No pressure.
So this is good. Like sometimes you have a little alphabet set that letters want to hang up in it.
Crafters, you know this is live when we have all these problems and errors.
Okay, so Mr. Creek says we should try.
Try it. Let's see what happens.
We're going to put it on there, run it through.
Okay, now let's see it. I want to see it. I want to see it.
So now when we push that, that'll pull right out.
Mrs. Creek, I'm going to rename you the paper crafting engineer. That was ingenious.
Was that worth the 45-minute wait for the video?
Yes, that was good. I am so impressed with you all the time.
Okay, so here's the deal. If I felt like it was hanging up in this other corner over here too tight, then I can put a little piece over there too. The key is we're putting tape, super tacky tape on the back, and we're cutting into the tape side.
I always want the keys.
Okay,
always
now
want the keys.
We are ready to build our pinwheel. So I need to get out all my little pieces here that I've already cut. I have cut these pieces just for this situation. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay. I think I'll just get one of each out so I don't have a mess all over. How does that sound?
Whatever trips your trigger, Mrs. Creek.
Now, when we put this together, we need 6 pieces, and you can decide, like, you want all the same color, you want different colors, how do you want to do it? Okay, what am I missing? I'm missing this one. Okay,
So you know, I when you get into a lull in your card making,
Yeah.
I need to give something away.
Oh, well, now would be a good time.
Now's a good time?
Yeah.
Okay, crafters, can you do a split screen while we're doing that?
Not with the bottom and view.
Ah, okay.
We'll just put it on Tom. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Are you ready to win? I am giving away, that's right,
Ready?
the Pinwheel Party Die, okay, to the winner of this contest. Priscilla Davis, you're not eligible because you gave me the stuff and you already know. Okay.
So don't answer the question.
Yeah, that's right, Priscilla. Don't answer the question. All right. So today's trivia question. You know, one of my favorite things to do in the spring is to vegetable garden. Oh, I gave you a hint. Shouldn't have done that. But
You like to garden all things.
not only garden flower. Well, I like hosta. I like hosta, which you can't eat, but vegetables, which I can eat. So anyway,
Trees.
here's today's trivia.
Trees.
And trees. I like to plant trees.
Last
Yeah.
year you
I kind of
planted-
have a green
You
thumb.
planted those one things.
Yeah, there were elderberry.
Elderberries,
Elderberry bushes.
yes.
All right. So anyway, I had a friend give me a start of something that I
Okay.
put in my garden. That, if you can guess what it was.
Okay, hold on.
What?
Can you put my camera down here?
Camera's going down.
Yes, hold on before
You
you,
guys-
do that.
you guys
Okay,
be thinking
while
of
you
this.
guys are doing that, I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to put foam tape all over the back. We need lift, so I'm going to add foam tape while he's doing that. Okay, go back to him.
Okay. What edible plant did my friend give me that I put in my garden just Sunday afternoon? Whoever gets that answer right gets the Pinwheel Party Die at $16.99 value.
Woohoo!
So I am fielding your answers as we speak.
This happens to be one of your favorite vegetables.
Okay, now you go back to Mrs. Creek now while I'm getting...
Okay.
Deers can eat hostas. That's right, darling. They can eat hostas, but that's not what I planted to this. But I don't eat the hostas.
You
I don't
know,
eat hostas.
they don't-
Unless, have you ever heard of hosta soup, darling? Okay.
Pasta greens.
Yeah, hosta greens.
Yeah, the person to ask that question would be Priscilla, if you can actually eat those.
No, I know it. No, not onions, not chives. Although I would like to have some lettuce, chives, and onions in my garden. We still haven't got most stuff planted because it's too much of a chance of frost. No, Lois, it wasn't taters, wasn't peppers. Lois back, you winning lady. You win all the time, Lois. You always have the right answers. I feel like, Lois, you practically, you know me pretty well, Lois. Yes, it's asparagus. Lois back one.
Does Lois have this die?
Lois, do you have this die? Because if you don't, you're going to have it. I'm gonna ship this to you, Lois. Congratulations. So Lois back is our winner.
Okay, you are. Am I on or is Tom on? Who's on?
You are.
You are.
Okay, so are you done, Thomas?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so speaking of party, he just had one. So I've got foam on the back, so we got that taken care of. What we need to do is like build our little pinwheel. So because I have been crafting forever, and I am a bit of a like junkie about like sometimes I buy things and I don't even know why I buy them, and then like years later I'm like, oh yeah, I have that. So this product is called Embelly Jelly. When you buy it, this is what it looks like. It has this little case and it has this little stick. This was made for easy, this is what it says, for easy placement of gems, jewels, buttons, beads, sequins, charms, punch shapes, confetti, and more. Okay, so when you open this up, like when I have this myself, I just keep it like this. I have long lost the stick. I don't even have the stick anymore. So what she is telling you is, this is designed that you tear off a little piece of this, you put it in a ball, you use the stick. This is actually the gem pick before the gem pick existed. And then you put it on the end of your stick. And then when you go to pick stuff up, you can pick stuff up and move stuff around. Okay? So, I've had it forever. And when I started working with the pinwheel, I was like very frustrated and realized that Embelly Jelly was my answer. So when you, the other thing I use this for, when you die cut and you have those paper fibers on the edge of your stuff, this will pull off your paper fibers. And I want to show you, this was my original package of Embelly Jelly. And can they see what color this is? It's
yellow.
it's like brown.
Or the embelly jelly? Was?
Yeah, it's got paper fiber stuck all over it. It looks kind of nasty, but it still works.
Well, that was because the grandkids were chewing it like bubble gum.
No,
the other day.
it's because it's very, very old. And actually, it's so small I had trouble with it. I wanted a bigger piece, so I had Tom bring me a new package. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a little ball of embelly jelly. We're going to put it in the middle of our work surface, and then we are going to locate our mini brad. Okay, the thing that's holding all this together is the mini brad, and I'm going to take that mini brad, I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to push it down into the middle of the embelly jelly. Now, the embelly jelly is going to act like my third hand and hold that for me while I build this. Now,
you have a third hand?
Point number one that was important when we cut the pinwheel, Tom.
Yes, dear.
I know you were worried about this.
Yes, I was taking care of Lois back.
Yes.
But you're going to give me a trivia question that I'm going to have a hard time
No. The first point.
Yes, first point.
When we die cut, the pattern that we want to show the most is face up in the die cut machine.
That is correct.
Okay,
I did catch
that was point number one.
Yes, point number one.
Point number two.
Number two.
Peyton, are you ready? Point number two. When you have your pieces cut, the pattern that you want to show the most, to be dominant, is the one that you're putting down on the brad. Okay? So I wanted these nice solid colors to be face up. So when I pick up my pattern, my little pinwheel, the color that I want to face up, I put down. So I'm going to put that on the mini brad, and I'm going to pull over. Okay, so every time I put this on, I'm putting down, face down, the color that I want to show. Does that make sense? That's why we're adding it to the chat. So
adding it to the chat.
Adding it
baby.
to the chat.
So
every time I'm putting it on, I'm putting the color that I want to show down. And when you start doing this, if you're working with two-sided paper, you'll see why that's so important. Now, you see how that little mini brad is holding everything.
Hey, those little pinwheels pieces look like little bunnies across the top of your your work area.
Oops, face down. Okay. There we go. Now I've got all 6 colors on my mini brad, and I'm going to pull those prongs apart and pull that down, and we will have created
a pinwheel.
Our pinwheel.
Incredible.
Okay, so when I pull this over, I'm going to turn this over. Actually, this came right out. When I pulled on it, it came right out of the embelly jelly. If you pull this up and your embelly jelly is stuck on the top, just pull it off. And then you're going to stick this back in your little container and save it for another day. So we have created our pinwheel. And once I get my pinwheel where I want it, you know, I can still move all of these little pieces around. I am going to take that, push down with my tool, and flatten those brad legs all the way down. Now, it'll still move a little bit, but the better you flatten it, the better you will be. Now, this is very dimensional, and if you noticed on these display boards, these cards are rather flat because over time they've been flattened. So you can see it's going to mail relatively well, except for you do have the mini brad and the slide guide in there. So you can push it down a little bit, flatten it. Okay, so now we've got, look at that, we've got our pinwheel and we've got everything going, but we are missing one thing, and that is the slide guide. So here's the slide guide, and when you buy the slide guide, there are male and female parts in that kit. So what you're going to do is find the 2 opposite pieces, lay this over the hole, that's why we made that special hole, and we're going to click that together, and you're going to listen, you're going to hear a click.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
You almost talked over the click,
yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
You almost ruined
I heard it.
the click. Okay, so I've installed my slide guide, and that is loose in the hole. It doesn't fit exactly. It's going to wobble around in there a little bit because we want to be able for it to slide without any issue. We're going to add our little mini glue dot right there. And man, that was like the smallest mini glue dot. I'm going to add another one. That was super small.
Well, that was a real genuine mini glue dot.
It's the smallest mini I've ever seen.
Mini. Yes.
Okay, well, we're going to do mini minis. Okay? There we go. Okay, now I've got my mini glue dot on there. I'm going to push that down into my mini glue dot, and there I have my piece. Now, what we need to do is get it stuck on the card so it'll really go for us. Now, what we're going to do is add this to our card. Remember our card front?
Yes.
So we are going to flip this over, pull off our foam tape, and we're almost at, what, 40 minutes?
Yes, but where's the happy birthday sentiment
So
on the front? Did you already do that?
we have not done that. It goes on the back. Do we have time to do it?
Yes, I think we have time to do it.
Okay. So we're going to pull off our adhesive, and then we will add that to our card. Now, this is going to be all sticky. Right, Tom? Right?
Yes, it's
All
going to be
sticky.
very sticky.
Okay. So we're going to take our undo, and we're just going to put our undo down on that base. The undo will suspend adhesion, so I can have time to line that up exactly where I want it, and I will have my front done. There we go. And we'll get that going on there, and it'll loosen up and it'll go better. Now we're going to flip it around, and we are going to add the back. So adhesive on the back. Find our tape. We're going to add our back panel. Now on some of my cards, I decorated the back. Some of them I did not. It is a really nice touch, I will say.
It is, and especially if it's a little party favor kind of
Yes,
thing.
that is very
Or
true.
place setting.
That's true. So we're going to set that on there, and then we are going to add happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Okay, so this I have already cut, and I have our super tacky tape on the back. So we're just going to peel this off and stick it on there. And I just used the blue paper from the paper pad. And I have cut the actual wording. This is the mat for it. Am I straight, guys? I cut the wording from our white glitter paper. So all we have to do is pop that out. Super tacky tape on the back, and the glitter paper is super thin, and it will not shatter. It won't make a mess when you die cut with it. So this is why your pick tool is so handy, because you can stick it on there and pull that liner off really fast and easy. So this Let's Party, I think, would be cool if you added the, I was thinking putting the hands die, Tom,
The hands die.
across the bottom. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
The
Hands in the air, and then
From the rejoicing die.
yeah, and add some party hats, or graduation caps. I did not have time to get that card done. It was in the brain, but it didn't make it to the table. Okay, so we got birthday, and we're about there. This is just a fun card to make and give, and gives you that interactive element. There we go. We've got our happy birthday. Now we are ready. We're going to fold our pieces, and what we are missing at this point is our handle. So I've already cut the handle, and when you die cut this, you'll notice there are X's on that die that deboss down into the paper. So this is a die that comes with the Sidewalk sign set, and I'm putting tape on top of the X's. I'm removing the tape liner. We will fold that in half, and I am going to flip this over and push that through the slit in the die. So you could actually make this card and not add the handle to it, But to me, the cute thing is that stinking handle, and you can cut it in whatever color you want. And you can look at it, get it straight, wind it up where you want it, and then push it shut, and you will have adhered your handle into your card, and then you have that hook at the bottom where you can hook that in. And you have just created your Pinwheel party card. Now, what's fun is I used the curling ribbon to add that little touch to the top, which is super fun to decorate the top of your card. And if you want to add the matchbox, that you can watch my video on how to do this. Super simple. Slide right in there, and then you have the matching matchbox, candy box.
There you go.
For it. There you go. Mr.
Show me the matchbox. Did you show me the matchbox?
Yeah, yeah. That was your collision right there of Pinwheel Party.
Awesome. The
And
collision.
Sidewalk.
The infusion.
The infusion.
The infusion. Yes, yes.
Yep.
So you want to go split screen there, Peyton? Hey, so don't forget, next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, the 26th and 27th, will be at Adventures in Stamping in Akron, Ohio. That's a Saturday, Sunday show. And in 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, May 8th, 9th, and 10th, at the Great Lakes Mega Meet in Novi, Michigan. If you've not been to that show, it is an experience. Come see us at Novi. And don't forget the April bundle special. You get the Sidewalk sign die.
All the things we use today.
Everything. The Sidewalk sign die.
The Pinwheel Party.
Pinwheel Party. The Matchbox die.
Matchbox.
And
the
Let's Party stamp. Regular $79.96. 20% savings for only $59.99. That's right, for only $59.99.
We should
that
note,
includes free freight, by the way.
We should note.
Free shipping.
Yes. You do need slide guides to make the pinwheel.
Okay.
And the blog has a complete shopping list of everything I used today.
Check out the blog. Peyton's going to post the blog.
Peyton's going to put the blog in there. But if you want to look at the complete supply list of everything we used, the Colorful World paper pad, the slide guide, the foam tape, the Stays on Ink, it's all on the blog with clickable links for shopping.
With clickable links for shopping. Yes.
And if we're going to see you at a show, write your list down, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yes, yes. Anything else to add, Mrs. Creek?
Sorry it took us forever to get online.
Yes, we apologize for the technical difficulties we had. Oh gosh, was it a mess. But thank you for staying with us and being patient with us. You all have a great day, and may the Lord bless you and keep you. And thanks for joining us today. And we'll see you soon. Bye.